Now, from the station on your side, this is WAVY News 10.
Demands for resignation.
Just made me sick.
After days of silence, state leaders issue a brand new statement who they want to see step down.
Another politician under fire, the latest leader to face tough questions about his connection to racist pictures.
From hot to cold and back again, a closer look at some roller coaster temperature changes.
And scrubbing down.
We are not 100%. We're hoping to be 100% by Monday.
Schools forced to close their doors thanks to the sniffles and sneezes. Tonight, the question lingers. Who else? New statements pouring in tonight. The Virginia Legislative Black Caucus and members of Virginia's congressional delegation calling for Governor Ralph Northam to resign after admitting to appearing in blackface. That delegation including Senators Mark Warner and Tim Kaine, along with Representatives Elaine Luria and Bobby Scott.
A different tune for Attorney General Mark Herring. Both groups are saying they want to see what Herring does next. This after he, too, admitted to dressing in blackface in the 1980s.
Now, the Republican Party of Virginia is replying tonight on Twitter asking, what's the difference between Governor Northam's blackface and Attorney General Herring's? Shouldn't the Legislative Black Caucus call for both to resign?
And the Virginia Beach Caucus and congressional delegation on similar pages regarding the allegations surrounding Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax. He's accused of sexually assaulting a woman 15 years ago. Both groups stress the allegations should be investigated and the right of the woman to come forward and be heard. They did not call for his resignation.
Along with this, another name added to the list today, Senate Majority Leader Republican Tommy Norment answering questions about his role in a yearbook scattered with racist images and slurs. We want to thank you for joining us. We know a lot's going on. I'm Anita Blanton.
And I'm Tom Shad. Another hectic day in Richmond. Now we're going to check in with 10 on your side, Brett Hall, who is live at the state capitol tonight. Brett? Tonight, several dead and officers hurt in a warehouse shooting.
Aurora does have an active shooter.
The latest on the search for answers.
Headed into the weekend, the weather changes that are moving in, too.
Welcome aboard.
We think now's an opportune time to try and bring that squadron to here.
Why a loss from Hurricane Michael could bring great gains to Hampton Roads.
And another data breach.
You just have to know how to read directions.
What you can do to protect your information.
We begin tonight continuing to follow breaking updates after a deadly scene in a Chicago suburb. I'm Tom Shad.
And I'm Anita Blanton. The shots rang out this afternoon at a warehouse in Aurora, Illinois. That's about an hour outside Chicago.
And here's what we know tonight. The suspect shot and killed 5 people and hurt 5 police officers. Police identified the suspect as 45-year-old Gary Martin. He, too, is dead tonight. Police say the gunman was a 15-year employee who was being fired today. Now, police have taped off Martin's apartment complex as they search for a why.
There is no way to prepare for the pain of losing innocent people. There are no words for the kind of evil that robs our neighbors of their hopes, their dreams, and their futures.
Well, President Donald Trump tweeting his sympathies tonight. He said, great job by law enforcement in Aurora, Illinois. Heartfelt condolences to all of the victims and their families. America is with you.
We expect to learn more about this still developing situation overnight, so look for any and all updates tomorrow morning with Deanna Bedaneshi and meteorologist Casey LaHecca. They are on the air beginning at 6 a.m.
Now we're taking a look at a changing weather picture. Chopper 10 brings us this beautiful view of the beach at Ocean View this afternoon. Today, we enjoyed some wonderfully warm temperatures in the low 70s.
But you probably won't want to head to the beach this weekend, at least in your bathing suit. Chief Meteorologist Don Slater in the Weather Center. We have got one temperature drop coming. Breaking tonight, a U.S. Army recruiter faces charges, what he's accused of doing with a minor, and how the school is responding.
Weekend winter weather. We're keeping a close eye on a system moving across the country. What we could see here in Hampton Roads.
The government shutdown hits paychecks.
Even waiving tolls is something. I mean, when you're not getting paid.
How one delegate wants to help workers missing out on payday.
And a special tribute to a special child.
It's just our way of showing that, you know, we're here.
How they're honoring his legacy. It is the calm before the storm tonight. I'm Anita Blanton.
And I'm Tom Shad. After a clear day of sunshine, a hit of winter weather is coming this weekend. All eyes are on a storm system as it moves across the country. Our chief meteorologist, Don Slater, is tracking what's headed our way. Right to breaking news tonight. We're following stories across Hampton Roads. We're going to start on the peninsula as a manhunt is underway for a dangerous suspect. I'm Tom Schaff.
And I'm Anita Blanton. It all began around 5:45 this evening in Newport News with a chase-turned-crash. Now SWAT teams are searching the woods for a suspect.
And 10 of your sides, Gina Arevalo joins us in Newport News tonight with the police chief explain why this search is so important. What have you learned tonight?
Hey, Tom and Anita. Yes, right now we are on Jefferson Avenue near Boykin, and there is a gas station back here where that crash happened. Police just took down the yellow tape, but they still have several portions of Jefferson Avenue blocked off right now. Now, police are searching the woods for that suspect. Again, this all started around 5:45 this evening. Officers tell us they spotted a man inside an SUV who has violent felony warrants on in a vehicle on Jefferson near Boykin. When they started that traffic stop, the SUV took off. It collided with the van about a block later. The two women inside that van are in the hospital tonight with serious injuries. 5 people total were in the SUV. One of them took off into the nearby wooded area, and that is where police are looking for them now. The other 4 people are in custody tonight. Police say there were 2 guns inside the SUV, and they believe the suspect on the run is armed.
Let me just say that right now it's a top priority to find that individual. Okay? The SWAT team is in the woods looking for that individual, and he has violent felony warrants on file. But it's the #1 top priority right now to find that individual.
Now, again, police do believe that suspect could be armed, and it's not clear what exactly those warrants are for. Again, police just removed the yellow police tape from the area where that gas station is at, but they still have several portions of Jefferson Avenue blocked off, and it appears that it will be blocked off for some time. So if you're driving in this area, you may want to try to avoid it because you will have a hard time getting around. We're now reporting live in Newport News. Gina Arevalo, 10 on your side.
And on a side note here, we want to thank so many of you for sending in photos and videos from the scene. We always appreciate your help in telling the story. Remember, when it's safe to do so, you can always send your photos to report it at WAVY.com or share on our Facebook page.
Breaking news just in out of Norfolk. Police dispatchers say police are investigating a suspicious death there. They found a man's body just after 9 tonight at the intersection of Virginia Beach Boulevard and Glen Rock Road. That's near Military Circle Mall. As soon as we learn more updates, we'll be passing those along as well.
And more breaking news out of Portsmouth, where police are on the scene of a shooting on Graham Street off Deep Creek Boulevard near Frederick Boulevard. This call came in just about an hour ago. We'll keep you updated as we learn more.
Remember, you can keep updated with all of these breaking news updates at any time using our WAVY News app.
Now to an ODU sorority chapter accused of racist tweets. How the university's president is responding.
Taking its first step, how a new car could help first responders in ways like never before.
And 24 hours out, calm tonight, but it will look much different tomorrow. Our chief meteorologist, Don Slater, gives us the latest track. From the team on your side, you are watching WAVY News 10 at 11. Stuck offline, the banking glitch that's left people across the country without access to their money.
How do you like those apples? What caused this weather phenomenon?
And another look from Chopper 10 tonight. It caught some of the wild horses of Kerala out enjoying the sunshine. Just ahead, our chief meteorologist, Don Slater, shows us how much sun we'll see for the rest of the week.
Now, from the station on your side, this is WAVY News 10.
Turning closer to the East Coast and prompting stern warnings from leaders.
And we're asking people not to try to ride out a monster.
North Carolina still sitting in the bullseye. Why preparations are still so important in the Commonwealth as well.
Heading into the storm, meet a Virginia Beach task force taking off tonight and how they'll help in Florence's aftermath.
And no man or pet left behind.
Whatever you do, don't just leave your animals behind.
The plea from animal shelters involving man's best friend. Plus, what you can do to make sure your pet stays safe during the storm, too.
But the clock is ticking and Hurricane Florence is still turning in the Atlantic. I'm Tom Shad.
And I'm Anita Blanton. More than 5 million people on the East Coast are under hurricane warnings or watches tonight, and more are under tropical storm advisories as well. It was another day of getting ready, people stocking up, boarding up, and heading north ahead of the storm. No matter how you are preparing, everyone is watching this forecast.
Including our chief meteorologist, Don Slater, who joins us at the start. We're getting closer, but this storm's path is not set in stone, and we just got that 11 p.m. track.
Yeah, we did. And a little bit more good news to kind of reinforce where we've been during the day today. It's going to stay well to our southwest, so that's good news. There's still obviously some concern about what it could do. We'll show you a lot more about what's going on with this. Show you the latest forecast models, too. It'll be coming up in just a few minutes.
And new resources being called into action tonight ahead of the storm. Virginia Task Force 2 is activating, and they're deploying from the Virginia Beach Fire Training Center tonight.
That's where 10 on your side's Aisha Tolliver joins us now. And Aisha, where are they headed?
Well, they don't have specifics yet, but they're likely to head somewhere west. Task Force officials say that their first priority is Virginia, but they're amped up and they're prepared to go wherever they're needed. Now the team has headed to local hotels for the night. They will leave for their mission in the morning. Again, their destination is not clear, but they will know that by morning. But for now, in Virginia Beach, I'm Aisha Tolliver, 10 on your side.
And new pictures tonight show crews moving out from Naval Station Norfolk. Sailors from Helicopter Sea Combat Squadron 28 loaded their helicopters with supplies to evacuate more than 100 Hampton Roads-based aircraft assigned to Commander Naval Air Force Atlantic, leaving ahead of the storm. And tomorrow, nearly 75 aircraft will begin departing Naval Air Station Oceana in Virginia Beach as well.
A lot of people gassing up today, either to evacuate or just to make sure they are prepared with a full tank. This afternoon, there were lines at the pump at both Wawa and Kroger on Frederick Boulevard in Portsmouth. Many people not only filling up vehicles, but also gas cans. Leland Reed says that he wants to have enough fuel to run his generator for several days just in case he loses power.
Yeah, I use it all the time. I work with it. That's part of my work, but now it's going to be part of my survival.
AAA says it expects prices at the pump to continue to rise as the storm approaches the East Coast.
A reminder, evacuations are still in place for Zone A in Hampton Roads. That is the blue area, the darker blue area on this map. Thousands are trying to get out of town. Be prepared for major backups. We saw them especially today on the HRBT. Of course, Highway 12 is busy, as well as people facing the mandatory evacuations on parts of the Outer Banks. Today, we saw NCDOT busy piling up sand and reinforcing the dunes. So remember, if you are leaving, have gas, plan your route, get cash, and bring all those important documents.
You still have some time to figure out your zone. There are 2 website options, knowyourzoneva.org or vaemergency.gov. You can also call 211. We have a handy link to the map on wavy.com. Just search Know Your Zone there. While there are options for those evacuating, they become, of course, more limited when it comes to bringing your pets.
And 10 of your side's Brett Hall is here to set the record straight on where you can take your pets and, more importantly, what you need to bring.
So there's been a common misconception circulated on social media that you can take your pets when you're forced to evacuate to any hotel or shelter. That is not true, one bit at all. We actually spoke with one humane society who says if you are under this belief right now, you really need to make another plan. Something else you really want to do is check with your vet before this storm comes. You want to make arrangements to see what contact they have on file just in case there's an emergency during the storm. You can find a list of pet-friendly hotels and shelters on our website, wavy.com. They're coming in more by the hour, and we'll keep it updated throughout this entire storm. Brett Hall, 10 on your side.
Just into the Wavy newsroom, this weekend's Zach Brown Band concert at the Veterans United Home Loans Amphitheater is canceled. It was scheduled for Saturday, September 15th. You can get a refund where you bought your ticket. If you bought online, though, or by phone, you're going to be automatically refunded. Remember, you can find a full list of cancellations on hrscene.com.
And viewer Bridget Lockridge sent us this video of workers taking down here at the oceanfront the awning at King Neptune Park, giving a clear view of that famous statue close behind.
We're getting a lot of important questions from many of you, including when is trash pickup going to happen? Is it going to be canceled? And where can you get a sandbag?
Where can I park? Where is my city offering shelter? We're on your side. We've compiled all the information for you on WAVY.com. It's all the city services available before and after Hurricane Florence hits. The guide includes cities in Hampton Roads, on the Eastern Shore, and into eastern North Carolina. We'll keep updating this as we get more information.
We are going through that brand new 11 p.m. update on Hurricane Florence and how it's affecting the storm's path. Just ahead, Chief Meteorologist Don Slater breaks it all down for us.
And don't forget, Jeremy Wheeler is on your side every morning with updates on the storm. Plus, Jen Lewis shows us any backups you might see if you are still planning to leave. Join the morning team tomorrow at 4:30 a.m. and they'll stay on the air until 9 on Fox 43.
Soon you'll be able to drive a little faster on a 9-mile stretch of Interstate 64 on the peninsula. The speed limit is going up, and the new signs get swapped out starting tomorrow night. 10 on your side's Aisha Tolliver spoke to VDOT officials and drivers about this much talked about change. Aisha?
That's right, Anita. So we're looking at Jefferson Avenue in Newport News all the way down to Hampton Road Center Parkway in Hampton. That's where you'll soon be able to go 5 miles faster. While it's a welcomed and long-awaited change for some, it's also a change some drivers are hoping people won't abuse. Now, VDOT officials warn drivers to be alert over the next few days. They say to pay attention to lane closures and either slow down or change lanes away from the workers. The new speed limit will go into effect immediately once a sign is posted. I'm Aisha Tolliver, 10 on your side.
Well, a lot of you have mixed feelings about the change. Some of you sharing your thoughts with us on social media. Ben says, won't change a thing. The people that want to drive slow will drive slow. The people that want to speed will still speed. The only thing you can expect from this is more accidents and resulting traffic. Now, others of you happy for the change. Terry posted, about time. Everybody does 65 anyway. We want you to share your thoughts with us at WAVY-TV 10 online. We've talked a lot about a mandatory evacuation that goes into effect at 8 a.m. Tuesday morning for Zone A, which includes close to 250,000 people in Hampton Roads. It's especially for those areas that have seen flooding before, that are prone to it. Well, tonight, Virginia's emergency website is dealing with overloads as people are trying to look up their zones, trying to find this map, along with a phone line connected to 211. We're on your side, breaking down that map for you. Everything in blue is Zone A, starting on the west side of the area. Zone A includes areas all around the Nansemond River. This is for those of you all in Suffolk and its tributaries. Try to move out of that area, maybe into Zone B, C, or even D if you can. These evacuations stretch along the western, eastern, and southern branch of the Elizabeth River as well. As you can see here, again, the areas in blue are what we're talking about. So if you live in Portsmouth, Zone A includes the Portsmouth Naval Hospital, Old Town, downtown, Norfolk Naval Shipyard, Craddock, and even Gilmerton. In Chesapeake, many people along the Intercoastal Canal will need to evacuate. Many areas of Norfolk are located in Zone A. We see them flood time and time again. So a reminder, we're looking at the areas in blue. Those are the areas that we're talking about. It includes the Lafayette River, downtown, and Ghent. It includes Lambert's Point, parts of Colonial Place, Lakewood, Tanglewood, and Grandy. It also includes those who live up near the airport as well, and Willoughby Spit. In Northern Virginia, beach evacuations are underway for Lynn Haven Shores and First Landing. And if you go to the southern portions of Virginia Beach, areas such as Red Wing Lake, the Dam Neck Annex area, down to Sandbridge, Back Bay, and Pungo are going to need to be prepared to leave tomorrow morning. So parts of the peninsula are also a part of Zone A. We want to show those to you again. They're all the areas that are in blue. That's Zone A. You can see here. Starts parts in Seaford, Poquoson. Most of Poquoson's in Zone A. It involves areas around Langley, Riverdale, Buckrow, Fort Monroe, and parts of downtown as well. In Newport News, it includes a lot of the East End and Greenwood Bay. Again, Zone A includes nearly 250,000 people in Hampton Roads. Those evacuations start Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. Of course, there are mandatory evacuations underway on the Outer Banks right now as well. So Chief Meteorologist Don Slater joins us in the Weather Center because there's a lot going on. And Don, people really need to heed and listen to these warnings.
Yeah, they really do. Now, the thing about this is, one good thing about this is you've got neighbors and you have your own experience as well. If you're new to the area, ask your neighbor, ask somebody who knows what it did during Hurricane Isabel. How bad was it during Hurricane Isabel? How far did the water go up? And that will give you an idea. I don't think it's going to be as bad as Isabel. I think this is going to be a bad one, bad enough, but it's going to be a lot different than Isabel.
Station on your side. This is Wavy News 10.
Where we are following breaking news out of Norfolk. Chopper 10 is live above the Confederate statue here on East Main Street, where protesters are gathering now.
Norfolk is just one of many cities now facing another push to remove statues and monuments memorializing the Confederacy. Protesters have been at the monument on East Main Street since around 4 o'clock.
And 10 on your side's Andy Fox is there too. Andy, what are you seeing now?
Well, there's about 150 people alive.
Governor Roy Cooper is calling for Confederate monuments to come down in North Carolina. There are hundreds standing in the state, including half a dozen in our viewing area. Many of the monuments in the cities and towns that you see on this map are located on government property. This one in Windsor sits across from the Bertie County Courthouse on private property. Residents in the small community have some strong opinions about the statue that's been there since 1896.
Yes, my community is above this. You know, we all get along with each other, all races, colors. You know, no one's judging people by who they are and how they look.
I've never liked it. It's a symbol of slavery and racism, and I think it has enabled racism to stay alive and well in this town.
Sons of Confederate Veterans owns the statue. We reached out for comment and have not yet heard back.